Hey, how's it going, everybody? Superspan here. Today, I just wanted to talk about my overall view of the Bulls season so far, some of the ridiculous trade rumors I've been seeing throughout just social media, even Bulls fan pages, just the internet in general. My thoughts on Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Vooch and P. Well, basically the entire team's start to the season. So let's get right into it. So first off, I wanted to talk about Patrick Williams. Unfortunately, he hasn't taken a huge leap. He was just benched a couple games ago in favor of Javonte Green, and then he was inserted back into the starting lineup, I believe, because Javonte was hurt. I could be wrong. But with that being said, obviously he's still very, very young. He's averaging, I believe, 9 points per game, maybe like a block. I'm not sure his exact stats, but in my personal opinion, I feel like he's played a lot better, especially than what we saw at the very beginning of this season, because it seems like he's heard what the fans are saying and possibly what Billy Donovan and even his teammates are saying, just to be more aggressive. And we hear that all the time when it comes to Patrick Williams. But it's honestly it's the truth. All he needs to do is be aggressive. Go to the paint. Take your shots. Don't just defer to any one of Zach, DeMar, or Vooch just because they are, the higher paid players on the team, or, all-stars, former all-stars, whatever the case may be, because I believe in Patrick Williams. I believe especially in his defensive ability. And, he's shown some flashes of being a dominant offensive threat. He's got a smooth jumper. He can obviously finish in the paint. We've seen that, a few times this season. He had that nice, I believe it was a Euro step into a dunk the other day at the time of this recording. He's had a lot of steps where he's looked good. He's looked like the player that we all believe that he can be. I'm really happy to see that. Any progress is good news to me and, hopefully to all the Bulls fans out there, for Patrick Williams. And, speaking of defense, I honestly have been pleasantly surprised with this team's defensive abilities. Now, I know it's kind of tough to say that because a lot of Bulls fans, for some reason, think that the Bulls are terrible on defense. But actually, they are, statistically speaking, I believe it was 12th in the NBA in terms of defensive plus minus. I could be wrong. I forget what statistic it was, but their defense is actually pretty good, and I feel like a lot of that it can be credited to the addition of Andre Drummond and obviously the continued defensive success that Alex Caruso provides, and Patrick Williams being on the team, obviously, for to start the year. I mean, I feel like we get a lot of stops. It's just we still have a problem of leaving shooters open at the worst possible time and letting just these random guys, no disrespect to some of these guys, but like the Furkan Korkmazes or the Marvin Williamses of the NBA. We continue to let them just go off. And, it's really frustrating to see. But, again, I do want to stress our defense is looking a lot better. They just need to sort of buckle down on just not leaving shooters open. Like, it's just, at the time of this recording, we're about to play the Dallas Mavericks in about 4 hours or so. And I'm honestly terrified to see how they deal with Luka Doncic, but I guess time will tell. But yeah, I mean, pleasant surprises with the Bulls defense so far this year. And hopefully it just keeps getting better. I mean, we're still waiting on Lonzo to come back, obviously, if he will come back at all this year. That's another subject I wanted to sort of transition into talking about. Recently, Billy Donovan has said there is really no update as far as Lonzo Ball is concerned. If anything, the rehab is taking longer than expected. Even after the second surgery, people said that he could come back in January. But if you ask me, it doesn't look like he's going to play at all this year, which really sucks. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, we know what Lonzo Ball does for this team, and it's something that we desperately need. With that being said, though, I do not want to rush him back. He is still very young. In my opinion, he is a huge piece to this team and what they should be doing moving forward. Even if that means getting rid of DeMar DeRozan, which I know I just said that, but I don't want them to do that. But even, if they get rid of DeMar DeRozan, I feel like Zach, P. Will, and Lonzo should be like the absolute untouchables, unless like P. Will a few months from now or a couple months from now just stinks it up, doesn't show any signs of progress, then maybe consider it. If like an offer that blows you away comes at you. But honestly, I mean, I am enamored with Patrick Williams' game, but we already talked about Patrick Williams. Like I said, we're talking about Lonzo Ball. He gets the fast break going. He finds the open man. He really controls the pace of the game. Like, I mean, just he's a bucket getter and a bucket finder. Like, it's insane. And then obviously on top of that, he's got his defense and his 3-point shooting, which was amazing when he played last year. So that's something that we can look forward to whenever he comes back. Right now we are 10-14, and it's been a pretty disappointing start to the season. Been a pretty weird start as well, because we have beaten some really good teams and then lost to some really bad teams. Like, we'll have a game where we beat, the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks, but then we'll lose to, like, the Orlando Magic. And it's like, what the heck? Like, I don't know how you let that happen, how you play down to your competition. Part of it was, actually a lot of it, was Zach LaVine's lackluster play, coming back from his injury. Obviously, it's going to be difficult, especially in the start of the season. He missed the first 2 games, but even that might not be enough. He had a knee injury, and the dude has torn his ACL before, so it's like, I'm sure it's pretty scary coming back from that, coming back from surgery, and being expected to be a 25 to 30 point per game scorer right off the jump. But as of late, he has started to look more like himself. The other night, he was just drilling threes in the fourth quarter, and that was just so satisfying to see. Our big three of Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic combined for something like 75 points, I believe. Something nuts. And it's like, I really would love to see that every night. Is it going to happen every night? No. But I mean, you would love to see it. But I really do like what I've seen from Zach LaVine lately. Also, speaking of Zach and, sort of DeMar DeRozan and trade rumors and whatnot, you've been seeing lately, like, oh, the Knicks could pursue Zach LaVine, or the Lakers could pursue DeMar DeRozan. But then a rumor comes out that both of those players are deemed untouchable by the Chicago Bulls front office, as they should be, because you're still waiting on Lonzo Ball to come back. And I'm not saying Lonzo Ball is like the LeBron James in his prime or Michael Jordan in his prime for this team, but a lot of people sort of undervalue what Lonzo Ball brings to the table. So I don't think you should blow it up just yet. DeMar is looking fantastic. I understand, some people's thought process is sort of, well, we should get rid of him while his value is high. Well, okay, that's great and all, but what would we get back from him? I mean, maybe we could get a haul, but what would the Lakers even be willing or be able to give back to us? They don't even own their own first round pick, so it's like that would just be an atrocious deal. I mean, if we were to trade him to New Orleans, for instance, and get the Lakers pick, I'd be more willing to do that. But I love DeMar DeRozan. I think he's a great player. I think he's a top 15 player in the league right now, maybe top 20. Especially in terms of his scoring, that dude can just score at will, and it's so beautiful to watch him play. So I don't think they should get rid of him. I don't think they should jump ship just yet. Even if this season is a wash, I don't think you should get rid of them just yet. If you can find a deal out there that lands us a young superstar nearing or in his prime, go for it. But I highly doubt that'll happen. I believe that AK and Mark Eversley will do what is right for the team. Because honestly, they haven't shown us any reason to doubt them so far, So I think we'll be just fine. But with that being said, guys, I really appreciate you for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Should the Bulls look for a trade and blow it up? I know, obviously, everybody's freaking out about Victor Wembanyama. I am as well. But, obviously, you got to keep in mind, we don't own our first round pick unless it's in the top 4. And with all the teams that are tanking right now, it'll be super hard for us to even before the lottery be in the top 4, worst teams in the league. So keep that in mind. I don't think it'd be worth the risk, because if we were to tank this season, we and get something that's below the 4th pick, that would be a horrible look for the franchise. So let me know what you guys think, and thank you guys so much for watching.